These are not the rubber chickens you're looking for. Let's go make something weird. So about a month or two ago, I made this wacky waving inflatable lightsaber, and yeah, it's not screen accurate, but I think that we limit ourselves a little bit too much with lightsabers. I think that we could make ones that are really unique and weird and belong in this galaxy rather a galaxy far, far away. This lightsaber is based off of Darth Vader's hilt, and it has a weird blade. I think I want to try to make a weird hilt with a normal blade. So that's where this comes in. These are the components that are used to make replica lightsabers. This is obviously the blade, and this is the core that is put on the inside. I think this is a Xenopixel 3, if anyone's interested. So if I put these together really quick, I mean, whatever, it's a lightsaber. If we've got the core components required for a lightsaber, that means that we could put this inside of basically anything and turn it into a lightsaber. Now, what if we took that to its extreme? What's the worst thing that you could turn into a lightsaber? I don't know, this is probably a dumb idea, but the concept of like igniting the lightsaber and it being like, oh, I don't know, it's just hilarious to me. So that's what I'm gonna build. I think if you follow along with this sort of thing, you could turn your own whatever object into a lightsaber. I don't think this is a super complex idea that's specific to this. I think you could do this with anything. Yeah, so we gotta get started with scanning this guy, so let's go do that.
So in order for us to turn these scans into a lightsaber, we essentially need to build a slightly exaggerated version of the Xenopixel core that we can use as a negative. Just to test the concept, I made this big chunky saber for some reason. I don't know why it's so big, but it at least demonstrates that we're on the right track. For a lot of objects, you could just cut this negative straight out and be good to go. But I have some work to do on my chicken to make it look right. So I wanted to challenge myself for this project. Not only am I finally moving over to Orca Slicer, but I'm also choosing to turn this into a multicolor print. Hatchbox sent me these perfect colors that I can load in the CFS unit of my new Creality HI combo. I'm brand new to the multicolor scene, and I probably should have done some practice prints first, but I was eager to get things printed, which eventually came back and bit me in the butt. Can you see what's wrong with this print? Alright, here, let me stop it real quick. So when there's a color change on a printer, sometimes there's a tiny bit of color bleed until the previous color is fully purged. This is even more noticeable when you're switching from a dark color to a light color, exactly like what I'm doing right here. I totally should have accounted for this in my print settings, but I'm stupid. But this isn't a waste. This ended up turning into a great prototype that I learned a lot from. Most of my issues had to do with tolerances in my design being off, but I also made my walls way too thin and the light was showing through its throat, which is a weird sentence to say. But now it's time for version 2. This time, I had the idea to pause the print at specific layers so I could add in some nuts. No, not those nuts. I mean these nuts. They can slide into these slots and then get locked in by the next layer. This keeps me from having to model or tap my own threads, which would probably eventually wear out. This print came out so much better. It's kind of crazy to be able to pull a print right off the bed and it basically be finished without any sanding or painting. That's almost like a dream for me. Once I get all of the supports cleaned off, we can go ahead and assemble it. You can see our embedded nuts right here, which work exactly as intended. And everything just slots together and locks in place with the screws provided with the core. The only connection I don't really love is the bow tie to the button. It just gets permanently locked in place with super glue, which could be problematic if I ever have to replace it. So I might fix that for future iterations. But aside from that, this thing is basically done. But hold on. We already know that the default lightsaber sound effects are absolutely not going to cut it for this. We need this thing to sound like a rubber chicken lightsaber. The next step was to make a whole bunch of recordings of an assortment of rubber chickens to get a good collection of sounds. I slowly worked through all of these and programmed them to their appropriate uses. I loaded these sounds into the saber, and now we're ready to test this thing out. This thing is absolutely amazing. I actually made some shorts and Instagram reels with this already, and you guys absolutely love it. I'm so happy to already see so much support for this project. I actually ended up taking this to open source last month, and aside from the giant Wii remote, this was definitely a fan favorite. But what if we could take this saber to the next level? Yes, this lightsaber hilt looks very accurate to a real rubber chicken, but it does not feel like it belongs in a Star Wars universe. And we also have to talk about the balance point of this saber. I'm not a sword expert, but I know that this isn't great. What if there was some magical process where we could make this out of a heavier, shiny material? Well, we don't have to wonder, thanks to this video sponsor, PCBWay. If you've been subscribed to my channel for any amount of time, you already know how much I love PCBWay. They're mostly known for making custom circuit boards, but my favorite service to take advantage of is their 3D printing. They can do all kinds of great materials, but the one that we're gonna take advantage of today is their metal 3D printing. Yes, like real metal. I'm gonna have our chicken hilt made out of real aluminum. I place my order, and a couple weeks later, an exciting package arrives. This thing looks absolutely amazing already, but we're gonna take it to the next level. First order of business is to tap our holes with threads so all of our screws can do the screw thing. Then we need to trim some material off of the bow tie because I'm stupid and didn't give it enough tolerance to slide well. This is much better. Now for the fun part. We're gonna polish this bad boy. I'm not really interested in a mirror finish, more of a brushed look, but that's just personal preference. You could totally buff this thing out to a chrome look if you really wanted to. I gotta say, this looks pretty cool on its own, but I wanna add some black paint to differentiate between some of the details. I carefully tape off the areas I don't want paint applied to, then take the parts outside to apply a couple coats of some black enamel paint. I probably should have sanded this or something to help the paint adhere better, but I kind of forgot. But after the paint dried, it was time to carefully remove the masking tape to reveal the unpainted aluminum. Now, this is looking cool. The last thing to deal with was connecting the bow tie button. At the time when I sent the files over to PCBWay, I wasn't really sure how I'd address the bow tie, so I just gave myself plenty of room to work with. What I ended up settling on was using this scrap piece of metal that I had and a screw that could sit flush in this hole. I attached the screw to the bow tie with some JB weld, which should hold on plenty strong, but since it's a screw, I'm sure that I could probably remove it if I ever needed to. So after some thought, I eventually came to the conclusion that the first chicken hilt should belong to a Jedi and will have cleaner sounds and stuff, but the metal version should belong to a Sith and will have darker, more rough sounds. Once I loaded the new sound font into the core and assembled the hilt, it was time for the big reveal.
Y'all, this project has been absolutely wild. I really love making just completely unhinged projects like this, and this was absolutely one of them. Yeah, if you want to make a chicken saber of your own, or like just make any custom saber, I will have the project files for all of this up very soon. There's some things about this one that just aren't quite right yet, and I don't want to give this out to people if it's not perfect. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's it for this video. So, bye. 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 Oh, so dark in this corner. Yeah, you should watch one of the videos that's over here. That one. Or that one. One of these. Oh no. I've got your cursor. Oh no. I'm gonna make you subscribe. Oh no.